Alright everybody, and welcome to episode 24 on the ManniCraft server with Black Dog Z. Alright, so I've been making a lot of stuff here since the last episode just to try to get things going. You actually see the lasers going over there because we are still building stuff. So far what we've made are 4 peat-fired engines, 2 buffers that we had from our previous build. I built 4 more filters. We have 2 levers, an aqueous accumulator, a liquid transposer, 3 auto crafting tables, a bucket of water, a whole bunch of wax capsules, some golden transport and waterproof piping, some conductive piping, a redstone reception coil just because it was a spare, a bunch of pneumatic tubes, and some cobblestone tubes. The other thing you'll notice is if you come down here, I've actually built a new section. It's not quite finished, I haven't done the walls or anything, but here you can see our forester right there and our arboretum right here. So those don't have power yet, but they will be getting power. Over here we have our peat bog, and this here is for harvesting the peat. It is called, I can't remember now, let's take a look. Past all these blocks. Should be coming up here right there. A turberary, something like that. So that what this does is this of course harvests the peat and brings it down here into this chest. This here is replacing that bog earth and removing the dirt. The sand I just kind of stuck in here because it was from over here, and I was reusing the chest from this system that we had built previously as we're trying to fully automate this. Now I've already gone ahead and put an infinite water supply in here, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to throw our aqueous accumulator right in the middle of that water supply. And what this will do is it'll automatically keep the aqueous accumulator full. Now all sides are set for output, so that is perfect. And so now all we should need to do is just take our liquid transposer and put it on there. Now I like to not put them right on top of each other because the liquid transposer does need space in order to work. So I wanted to do that. And that just gives it a little bit of space so that you can see what's going on. So now we'll just put in that liquid transposer and we'll cover that with dirt. Now the liquid transposer, as soon as I tell it to receive from the bottom, it's going to go ahead and start filling up with water really quickly. Alright, so now the plan here is to have the wax capsules go into the liquid transposer, and then they're going to come out the other side of the liquid transposer and go into an auto crafting table. So the first thing we're going to need is just a small chest right here. And actually, do I want a chest? Yeah, I think we're going to go with the chest system. So we'll have to come down here every once in a while and refill that because I don't think it'll be able to reuse the wax. But we'll find out in a moment. So, we're running out of power, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off because it is out of power. But it managed to make what we wanted it to anyway. So if we go in here, we should see a redstone iron chipset. Should be able to toss that in there. And then I need to turn this off and make a gate. Now unfortunately we're going to have to wait till either A, it stops raining, or because we don't have our wind turbine anymore. It apparently broke because I left the system on for a couple days, which was not good. Alright, so now back to what we were doing. We put down our liquid transposer and we were looking at getting a chest. That's right. So let's go ahead and build that chest. How'd you get in here? There's no way that you could have gotten in here. That was odd. There's really no way he could have gotten in here. This is all half block. He shouldn't have spawned. That is the first time I have ever had something spawn in my house, and I know it came from this room. Alright, well at least it stopped raining. Still nighttime, but at least it stopped raining. I'm going to see if I can find myself some additional torches, because I think I'm going to toss down 1 or 2 torches in that room, because there's something different there. They shouldn't be able to spawn on half block, but apparently they can. I'm going to grab these sticks just in case. Nothing spawning in here. Alright, we don't appear to have any. Is there any... Nope. No coal in there, so we're just going to go grab a couple pieces of coal. And make some torches. Now again, there's no reason he should have been able to spawn in there, so... But tossing down just a couple of torches where I think he might have spawned, we should be able to take care of some of the areas that aren't quite lit up the way they should be. Like right there. Because that is literally the only place he could have spawned. All this is a full half block. So there's really no place for him to spawn. They don't climb ladders that I'm aware of. That was odd. Oh well. We've taken care of it now. So now, what was I working on again? Did I build the chest? I didn't actually build the chest. There we go. Alright, so we're just going to go back down here. And we're going to attach a chest to this side of the aqueous accumulator. And that's already an input side. Water is already told to go into these and come out here. So in theory, if I just take these and put them in here, it should pull from there. Now, it does need power in order to do so, and unfortunately, there is no power in here right now. So what I'm actually going to do is, just for now, until we can get some additional power, I am going to shift right-click that, and just steal it for a moment. And then we will grab this. And we'll just go doop, doop. Always have to put 2 down because you need to be able to adjust the inputs for the redstone energy cell. Because as you can see, this input here says to give power to that when you actually want to give power to that. So you need to turn that around. And if you only had 1, it would turn them both because it just, you click on that particular block. So now if we take a look, the liquid transposer should be getting power. Now, why isn't it pulling from there? As far as I know, it should be able to pull from a chest. That's alright. What if I put 1 in here? Well, if I put 1 in there, it just outputted to the chest. Ah, so blue is output. What? Okay. Why aren't the wax capsules going in there like it should? That's odd. What if I take down this chest? No, this, I'll use this. The crescent hammer actually turns chests, which is definitely different. That wasn't what I wanted to do either. Alright. So now I should be able to take my chest, wherever it went, right there, and just toss it on top. And we'll try putting it on top and see if that works. No, it doesn't seem to want to work. Really? Alright. Well, if that doesn't want to work, we might have to do this a different way. But that's okay. For now, we've got what we needed. Ooh. Did I just turn that? I did. Neat. So I can turn that as well. Well, let's go ahead and stick these in here and just get a few capsules. Alright, so that's going to build up capsules, and we'll let that go. And we need to put an auto crafter right here. So now this is going to pump into the auto crafter, and then I'm also going to be taking a filter. And what am I looking for? I am looking for something. Ah, here we go. I have to try to remember which way that goes. So let's just take a look at this system over here. And we will see if we just go like this. Oh, do I not have any of these? Okay. I thought I had one out here. Apparently not. But it should operate the same way as this thing. And the skinny end is the output. Okay. So, since the skinny end is the output, this is the input. We should be able to go like this. And I want to grab dirt from there. And that was what I wanted. Try that. Okay. Now that filter's connected. Now, of course, we'll have to come up with a better redstone signal than this. Why isn't that grabbing dirt? Oh. Okay, well, apparently this doesn't work. I'll try it the other way. Now, if I had put dirt in here, no, it didn't pull any dirt either. Alright. Oh yes, you just want to beat it up to get them out. I'm trying to remember exactly how this works now. Is it that the filter needs to be right beside? And I need the little end facing this way. Oops. Little end facing that way. Pneumatic tube. Okay. Tell it to grab dirt. Make sure that there's dirt in the system. Yeah, there's plenty. I'll just put another one of these down. There we go. Yeah, so apparently I did that a little bit wrong. Okay. So that'll grab the dirt. And in theory, I should be able to tell it to grab sand at the same time. I'm just going to pull the dirt out of here. And we're going to run a test on this. And it's just pulling dirt. Okay. And of course, this is just filling up with dirt. Okay. So, in order to grab multiple items, I'm going to need multiple of these. Alright. Well, I did make multiple for a reason. So let's go ahead and just do this. Now, in theory, I should be able to do this. And I'm just going to dig down one more so I can see what I'm doing. And I need this to face down. Okay. And then in theory, if I do pneumatic tube, and then just fill this with dirt. Wait, I'm going to need to leave that open for a sec. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that'll grab sand and dirt. And then in theory, if I just break this crafting table for a minute, I should be able to put a filter here with the output the other way, like that. And then I should be able to put the crafting table back down. And if I go in here and grab one of these and put that in here, and I'm going to need one of these switches so I can test it. And of course we'll get all the redstone set up here in a little bit. Right now we're just using switches so we can test it. Oh wait, I need to create one more of these. And I need to, yeah, that's set to, oh wait. That is the back of the machine. It might be this side too. So we'll just set those all to red. And okay, why isn't that working? It's facing the right direction. I'm wondering if it's because there's no tube there. So if I put my auto crafting table here and I put a pneumatic tube there, it's red. Should be able to pull from that. You know what'll work better is a buffer on this particular one, I think. Because a buffer will accept input from anywhere, output that way. Yep. And a buffer will just sit there until something requests it. So, in theory, if I break this now, it's always a pain. I never have enough room. These big builds take a lot of space in your inventory. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'll put this here. Face it the proper way. Perfect, so that calls that perfectly. So now I can just take these and toss them in the buffer, and the buffer will hold a whole bunch of them. So I can actually just go ahead and just put a ton in there. And this will be something we can give power to later. This will just automatically dump it in the buffer. And then this system will automatically put it there. These will automatically go there. Okay. So now that'll make our system for that. So now, once that's auto-crafted, I should be able to output that to a buffer on this side. But I want this to face the other way. That way. The reason for that is because there's going to be pneumatic... Nope, wrong set of tubes. There's going to be pneumatic tubes facing that way. Okay, so now... I don't know if this will auto-output. Let's try and see what happens. In theory, what do I have that I could craft? Shovel. Alright. Yeah, that's what I thought. That won't work. Okay. So, we're going to need that thing that we were building, which is an Arctic gate. Okay, we have power again, so we can get this thing going again. This thing's just building a gate at this point. Then once it builds a gate, we can build an Arctic gate. So, we got to let that finish. Okay. But that also means that we are going to need a stone tube. Not stone, sorry, a wood tube. So let's see if we can find a wood tube. There are no wooden tubes in there. None in there. None in there. No wooden tubes there. I wonder if I'm all out of wooden tubes. I didn't think I'd use them all, but... Oh, there they are. Alright. Now, just due to the length of this build, it's probably going to have to be multiple episodes. But you guys should understand what's happening by the time we're done. So I'm actually just going to take a wooden tube and put that here. Now, this can't pump out yet, but it will. And when it does, it's going to pump out into this buffer. And now this buffer is designed... Hang on. I need to... Yeah, I'm going to need to get a plate or something. I don't want anything inputting into that buffer. Alright. Let's see what we got over here. We have something over here. No. Finding these things is always a pain because I always put them everywhere. And I unfortunately no longer have my diamond saw. For some reason, it disappeared. Now, it could be in one of these chests somewhere. If one of you sees it, feel free to let me know. We're going to use the cobblestone ones because we don't use those often. Not nearly as often as we use the wooden ones, so we'll just use the cobblestone one on this one. And basically all we're doing is we're taking this cobblestone thing here, and we're just putting it right here. Ooh, I need to shift. Come on. I hate you. There we go. So that'll keep that from connecting. So that way this thing can pump out however it needs to. Now I need to rotate this that way. And we need a filter. And we're going to... Actually, I don't think we really need a filter. Oh, maybe we do. I'm wondering if we even need a filter. Or if our gate's made yet. So let's go take a look. We can't really test whether or not we need a filter without knowing whether or not... without having an item pumping out of there. So until this is done, we don't have much choice but to wait. But what I can do is I can work on the other portion. Which is basically just taking some of these tubes, where'd they go? Pneumatic tubes, and going like this. Okay. And basically what the plan is, I need to separate these tubes, so we'll go ahead and do that now. That way I can run the tube right down. And so we'll find out whether or not we need a filter or not, and then once we do, we can put it there. And all this is going to do is produce our peat for us. Make things a little easier. That's run out of power, but that's okay. We got plenty of wax capsules. Okay, so that part's done. Let's go see how far our gate's at. Our gate is done. So now if I right click this, I turn the gate off. I should be able to find the gate either in here or here. Hey, another redstone chipset. So now we put the chip in there, put the gate in here, and I can choose this now. Alright, so that's going to take a little bit to build, because we need how much power? We need 10,000. We've got 2,000 stored. It's building quickly though. Probably be about 2 minutes to complete that. So what do we got here? We got a toggle latch. We got a repeater. I need a timer. That we're going to have to probably build next episode for our redstone stuff. Alright, well while we're waiting on this, let's figure out where we're going to run our power here. We're probably going to do it this way. Okay, and is that the only one I have? And I have no more redstone, so I'm going to have to go get some more. I don't know, do I want to use that? Or do I want to use the Redpower, the Redstone energy conduits? I do have a couple of those. You know what, let's use the Redstone energy conduit, just because that'll allow us to hook the battery up if we ever need to, instead of using the original piping. So, I don't know if I can reach that. There we go. Alright, so let's just do this. Now, in theory, I should be able to do the same thing that I did here. That'll do that. And then I should be able to do that. And then I should be able to take two of these peat engines, put one there, and put one there. Now the nice part about doing that is that I can easily just put this here and install redstone signal of any type, like one of our latches that we were using earlier, this guy here. And he'll actually provide redstone power to both of them, telling them whether or not to turn on or off. The other thing that this allows us to do is put a battery in later if we want to, right there. So that's the nice part about it, is that we can put a battery in so that we can store the energy. It's not being wasted. Now the other thing that we could do is we could run all 4 engines on these. Actually, you know what? I'm trying to decide how I want to do that. I think I'm going to leave it like this for now, and just allow both of those to run. And then in theory, I should be able to slap a filter on the back of this, asking for peat. Take a piece of peat, put it in the filter. I'm going to need to dig this out. And face this the proper way. Okay. And then I should be able to take... do I have any left? Yep, 12 left. Alright. So I should be able to take this and just run it like this. That's not what I want. I guess I could just put this here, so it doesn't get in the way. That's going to be in the way. No matter which side I put it on, something is going to be in the way. Unless I run this like this. Because then I can take this and do that. Now the nice part about this is that it'll fill one engine first. Once it's done, it'll fill the other engine, and then I can actually run it down to the engines down here and have them do the exact same thing. Now that should be fine. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take this and put it here and here, and run this like this. Alright. So now I can run that over there once I get some more tubing, and that will allow that system to run too. Now I'm going to go see how our Arctic is doing. We're past the end of the episode here, so this is going to be the last thing we're doing this episode. Well, looks like our Arctic gate is done. Let's see where to put it. It always puts it in the chest I don't look in. And I've never quite figured out why that is, but it always does it. Alright. So now, should be able to go over here. I just want to slap that in there. Okay. So now I need a couple of things. It's going to be tough to get to this chest because we've been building this stuff all around it. But I have enough dirt. What's that stuff called again? Bog earth. So if I just type in bog, we need sand and water cells. So I'm just going to take a couple pieces of sand. And that should be enough. And in here, I wonder what happened to my R. Used to have an R. That's okay. I know how to make it. It is sand in the corners. Dirt here. And then a water cell here. Now I have a spare water cell, so we'll just put that in there. So now, in theory, if I go here, and I flick that once, it's only supposed to take one, but apparently it took them all. That's alright. So then, I go over here. Oh, yeah, I actually wanted to be in there. I'm going to give it the sand and dirt. And then I'm going to put this here. That should be good. And I can't quite reach that. There we go. Got my lever back. And then I need a lever here. And of course I can't reach that. There, now I can reach them all. Oh. Gotta be careful what you right click with. In theory, that should work fine, and I don't know why it's not working the way it should. This is designed that... Oh, I have it not designed to pull one. I wonder when that happened. It's supposed to be one. Alright, so now if I just put one back in there, we'll put two. We'll just put these back into here. And so it should have everything it needs in order to make one. And so I should be able to go This should make one. I don't understand why it's not. Oh, I probably did it wrong, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Yeah. So now this should be pulsing. Perfect. So now that put it in the buffer. Now if I just connect the buffer up, I'm out of tubes. We'll just steal one of the tubes we put up here. Where'd that go? There it is. I always have trouble seeing that one. Nope, so that won't work. Didn't think it would. I thought it would need a filter, and we're out of filters. Oh, wonderful. We are out of filters. Alright guys, well I'm going to put a filter here, and that will fix this problem, and we'll be able to pump it back in there and keep it going. As you can see, it makes 8 at a time. Shouldn't have any problems making it now. And I'm actually going to tell it to pump 4 dirt and 4 sand instead of 1. And that way that'll allow this system to pump that. So we'll go ahead and show you that right now, actually. Oh, I've only got 3 sand. I'm going to have to get some more sand, and I'll put a 4th one in there. And that way it remembers to pump 4 each time I click it. And that should allow it to make the item that we're looking for, which is 8 bog earth. And then it'll pump the bog earth over to the other system, and then our peat farm can continue going. And so that'll make a continuous supply. You know what? I'm just going to click this and take a bunch of sand. The reason I'm taking a bunch of sand is because we're going to need a bunch of sand. And I have to grab a bunch of dirt as well here in a minute. But for now, we'll just do the bunch of sand so that I can fix the one sand spot. And alright, because I just wanted to see you guys, show you that I was doing that. Alright, and I just want to take the time to let everyone know that we have plenty of stuff that we plan on making. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Shouldn't hold down space when you don't want to. Oh, I did it again. Keep meaning to hold down shift. And I hold down space, which is an accident. Alright, so now we've got some sand in there, we've got some dirt in there, and that'll help us on our way. We're going to get some more in there eventually, and we're going to dig up some more and get some more. And that will make it so that we can use the system. Now, off screen, I'm probably going to go ahead and set up the redstone signaling so that it knows to signal and send the information up there. I'm going to finish with setting up everything so that we can continuously make it. And we're going to set up an auto crafting system when we get back for the, if I can click on it, for the hummus. And then once we've set up something for the hummus, we're also going to have the sand pump out and go into that gold chest. That will allow us to continuously get sand because hummus turns into sand. So, in the end, we're going to end up with an infinite amount of wood powered from peat, and we should actually end up with leftover peat as well. So that way we can power additional things if we need to, like a steam engine or something like that, so that we can power more stuff. So, that's all I have to say for today. As you can see, we're well on our way to making a wonderful automatic system. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments.